How you guys doing today? We are out here at the infamous trailer park, and it is straight up Jurassic Park size. Look at this. I am literally the same height as the weeds. I have fresh new motors on the market. That's right, the Hypetrain StingersSwarm edition are out. We got them 2207, 2150 kV motors. They are freaking gorgeous. Look at that. Oh my Lord, that's pretty motor. And as you know, I run those with a 5-inch prop on 5S batteries. Let me turn off all my gear that's like talking to me.
The drawback to not having a flip screen.
Oh, you were like bombing my shot?
Like this the whole time. You had no clue.
So yeah, I've been flying 5S setups on 2150 kV motors for a while, flew the Oh My God motors, and one of the things that I've noticed is I usually have a setup on 4S as well. As you can see, this guy right here, these are the Hypetrain 2207 2450 kV acro motors. Now the 4S that I've flown traditionally is like, it's a, 2450 4S setup is a good all-around setup. It's got a lot of pop. You put some aggressive props on it, you can sling the quad for days. You put some more mild-mannered props, you've got some decent throttle resolution. This 5S setup on 2150 kV is a lot more power, a lot more top-end speed. It's just nutty. And what I've found a couple of times, I've been in scenarios where, for instance, my 4S setup will be busted and I've been flying the 5S and it's doing great, but then we get somewhere at like a bando where I need to do a lot of proximity work, and this guy on 5S, it's just so much thrust, so much power. Before you know it, you're in the ceiling. So what I've done in the past recently is start throwing 4S packs on when I'm in those proximity situations. So what I want to do today is walk you through my two setups and the ways that I fly them. So we'll go and we'll fly the Hypetrain Acros on 4S here. We'll fly the Hypetrain StingersSwarm edition on 5S here, and then we're going to put some 4S packs on the Hypetrain StingersSwarm edition and talk about the different scenarios where you might want to use these different setups. All right, so without any further ado, let's get a battery strapped on this guy and go rip the Hypetrain Acros on 4S. Go! Now, I'm going to be using the HQ 5x4.5x3 V1S props. They're not the most aggressive prop I use. They're kind of a middle ground prop. I chose them for this because of that. They're not too underpowered, they're not too thrusty. They're just kind of a good all-around prop here. Now I am having to use a lot of full throttle. I am getting a decent amount of voltage sag because it is a 4S setup. But I'm able to chuck it over the trees, get some nice floaty action.
30 seconds.
It's not the floatiest of floaties, but it's not bad. It's definitely all she's got. These are kind of some old batteries too. But I think that kind of gives you an idea of what this setup is capable of. It's not a slouch, plenty of speed, plenty of responsiveness for popping up over the trees.
10.
That is Hypetrain Acros 2207 2450 kV motors on HQ 5x4.5x3 V1S props 4S. Let's try something else. Okay, so this is StingersSwarm Hypetrains on 5S, a second time around. The first time, number one, I was flying a really light 5S battery, and I feel like it might not have as much to give. I don't know. It probably just in my head, but I do know that this big old honkin' China hobby line that is like so freaking heavy makes this whole setup really heavy. it might not be the most ideal for like super like fast and, you know, snappy cornering and everything, but if you're looking to like go fast and chuck a quad over some trees, this setup will float for days. So let's go show that off. I want to try some. I'm going to try to pop over the tree, but flip inverted way before I even reach the top of the tree. Here we go. Oh my God, that was sick. I did not mean to be that close to it, but that looked so sick. Oh yeah, this thing needs some tuning.
That was oscillation.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're hitting some serious KVs.
Yeah, it definitely needs some tweaking. Probably need to turn off the gyro smoothing. I bet is what it is, because
yeah, definitely.
that's what happened on the. Yeah. I think on 4S it's fine, but on 5S it's just
like reacting
too much. Yeah. And exiting. Let's see if that's better. Yep.
There it is.
Fixed it.
30.
Man, I just love these motors on 5S.
9.
It makes the 4S setup feel like a slouch when it really isn't.
7.
But
6.
I like having both, and I'm gonna.
It just has that extra oomph.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys why I like having both in a second.
2. 1. Timer 1 elapsed.
I think that even helped with my bounce back. Woo! All right. So, much more better with the other battery. I think I just like my 5S setup to be a little bit heavier. It's got a lot more thrust than the 4S setup. It's more important for that 4S guy to be as light as possible. The 5S, I can just chuck the weight on. It doesn't care. It just slings it over the trees. Love that setup. Xhover StingersSwarm V2 with the Hypetrain StingersSwarm edition. On a 4S. Look at that teeny tiny 4S. That almost looks like a 3S pack, but it's a little 4S pack. Now this setup, honestly, I would not normally fly this setup at this location, because this location is all about these big trees and hopping over them and going under them. This setup is more the sort of thing that you would fly in a canopy scenario where you're trying to go really fast underneath the trees, or you've got like a bando or a building that you're flying inside of and you want to be able to manage your altitude but still go really, really fast. So what I'm going to do on this pack is I'm going to spend most of the battery actually just kind of cruising around and keeping it nice and low and showing you how much throttle resolution I have before it jumps up into the air. All right? Ooh, we might have to do a test on the 5S setup and show you how much harder it is to manage that altitude when this thing has a ton of thrust. Now, a little punch out. As you can see, it's just not got the same kind of like ups. When I go full throttle, it's just it still climbs, but it's a slow climb.
What he's trying to say is he's not flying the new Schizo Dark Matter 4S pack, and that's why it's lackluster. Ain't that right?
Nope.
I'm just kidding.
30.
You can cut that out, don't worry.
I know. It's it really has nothing to do with which 4S pack. It's just that it's 2150 kV on 4S. It's still got plenty to go, but as you can see, I was able to go to full throttle right there. Now I just have. I'm like able to jockey the throttle. As you can see how much, just watch how much that throttle stick is moving while I'm flying and staying low to the ground. I'm gonna have to do another flight on 5S where I try to do the same sort of thing, flying around here, going low. With the 4S setup on these lower kV, it's way easier to manage my throttle because I can move to manage my altitude, because I can just move the throttle so much more without it having a huge impact. Okay, so we're back on the 5S setup. We have the 5S packs on it. I'm gonna do just a rip, trying to do the same thing, staying low, and I want you guys to pay attention to the throttle and how much more limited I am in my throttle travel while, you know, fast forward, flight low. I'm not getting up to full throttle. I am jockeying it a lot while I'm down low, but it's never reaching full. It's really, you know, between, I don't know. I felt like I was jockeying it a lot, but now that I'm paying attention, it's really not a lot.
Seconds. 20 seconds.
Wait, I hadn't hit my favorite power loop here today. There it is. That was some bad prop wash. All right. And with that, I'm gonna go to just ripping. But I think you guys got the idea of how I'm using the two setups on 4S and 5S to fly different environments. All right, but for now, I'm just gonna go fly and have a good time and listen, put the music back on.
Yeah, I'm 23, but I still bring them to you. I flip the sample at the drums, then I give them the truth. The same me, motherfucker, don't you get it confused. The last album raised the bar, but it's gonna tear off the roof. Read all about it, get your fix in. I'm independent, ain't got a deal, but I can tell you what the deal is. These labels try to make us millionaires, but they ain't feel us if the glass is half empty. I'm coming back to Philly, yeah, you got me in my feelings, and I'm putting in time. And I've been a bunch of places, and I'm still about mine. I could go and write an album about a topic, go and drop it, and I guarantee that half of these people still have a one-track mind. Don't waste my time, you know I just adjust like that. Don't know why they so impressed with all that fuckboy rap. Don't know why they so impressed with all that frat boy rap. No pun intended, but your album sounds rushed like that. Man, we're just ordinary people. Yeah, the last album was a story, this the sequel. I'm in a room full of people that I love, and I ain't fucking stopping till all of us are equal. Everybody on the right side hit that sway. Everybody on the left do the same old thing. Talk is cheap, but just know my time sure ain't. I hope the blind man dance and the deaf one sing. I hope the world keeps spinning and my friends keep winning and my parents keep living and the bad stop sinning. Little Wayne keeps spitting, and when push comes to shove, would you turn your shoulder or would you learn to love? Yeah. If I only had 16 bars, number 1 is for my family, 2nd for my sister, and the 3rd for my granny, 4 for my cousin, and 5 for my brothers, and 6, 7, 8 is dedicated to my money, yeah. 9's for my daddy, he's always got my back. I mean every single show and tour he booked all that. Number 10's for the labels that skipped it until they heard this. We ain't forget your meeting, we skipped it on fucking purpose, dog. The next one's for my girl, though. That's why I changed up my tempo. And number 12 will be a laugh, and I just ended it that. Load the drums in and bring it right back. The last 4 for the truth, but they don't sell enough records, so I would try to keep it catchy and disguise it up clever. But you won't hear it at a party or the radio ever. They wanna listen to something that don't require no effort, and I done ran out of room, so I talk on the end. But all they want's the hook, so I make it real quick. If the world started burning, will we put it out together, or will we still fight with one another? Everybody on the right side hit that sway. Everybody on the left do the same old thing. Talk is cheap, but just know my time sure ain't. I hope the blind man dance and the deaf one sing. I hope the world keeps spinning and my friends keep winning and my parents keep living and the bad stop sinning. Little Wayne keeps spitting, and when push comes to shove, would you turn your shoulder or would you learn to love? Yeah.
Child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get bright.
You can get yourself a set of StingersSwarm Edition Hypetrain motors at store.rotoriot.com. Come and check us out at QuadCamp online, quadcamp.com. You can get all the links to join our Discord server, check out our Twitch stream, see the schedule of all the upcoming streams. I'm in the middle of a part 107 course. If you're interested in getting your 107, I'm doing an entire series weekly where we're talking about all the things 107. Yeah, come check it out. Also, if you join us on Patreon, you're going to get access to the QuadCamp online store where you can get StingersSwarm hype trains at a discounted price. All right, I think that covers it. I've plugged all the things. I'm going home. Hit that like button.
Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Yeah, this ain't a rant, I'm just passionate. The God that I believe in don't make accidents. So God, while you watch me lay this verse, I know I never go to church, but I just pray this ain't the year I have to lay in a hearse. It's July 31st of 2017. I'm in a studio in Indy wearing Nikes and some jeans. And I'm broke than a bitch, drive a old Mazda 6, but it's better than a coupe cause I can fit on my friends. Joey made it out the pen, but I was working on this. By the time I got it finished, he went right back in. Let him down as a friend, then get the help that he needs. And the system failed him when they sent him back for some weed.